Hello, hello, hello. Oh my, oh my, oh my. I miss you guys. So welcome, welcome, welcome to the alternative facts, honey. Listen, we have heard this amazing story about Colin Kaepernick being chosen as the face of Nike. I know, right? How crazy is that? Now, from what I just heard, according to the Roland Martin Unfiltered show, Kaepernick was still under contract with Nike. So Nike has still had to pay him what's due. But doesn't mean they had to make him the face of Nike. Oh my God. I'm so excited. Like yesterday, I went and bought a pair of Nikes, but I ended up taking the Nikes back because my daughter had a pair of New Balance that I could fit that she had only worn 2 times and was not going to take them back. And they actually worked for me, so I kept them and took the Nikes back. But I will be returning to go get a fresh pair of Nikes, a t-shirt, a hat or something. Like I just got to support the ones who are supporting the movement, right? So anywho, it kind of makes me think about just like last week, Serena Williams had this powerful video where she's showing that from childhood up until this point, you just got to go for yours. And, it was like, just do it. It was just like a Nike thing. Because remember, they told her she could not wear her black one-piece suit back to the Opens, the French Opens. Now, what was funny about that is this. White girl wore, they called it a cat suit for Serena, right? So the white girl had wore a full body suit, a cat suit. Nothing was said. So they're saying, so then the way they said it was that it was black and that they're supposed to wear white to the French Open. Okay, whatever. So then Serena had said the purpose for her wearing it is to get her warrior on. And she referenced Wakanda. However, Serena also stated that that suit was actually made way before Wakanda was even released. That Nike had, that a designer, I think the designer worked for, it's not Gucci. I can't remember who it was, but it's like a famous design company had actually designed that suit for her. I just, I thought it was kind of catty for them to say it was a cat suit. I mean, you could have said a full body suit. You could have said a one piece. You could have said anything, but they were like a cat suit. And I just thought that was degrading and a way for them to try to humiliate her. I mean, of course, we all know she's a rock star. She looked awesome in the one piece. I mean, there's no going wrong with Serena, and she's just a powerhouse. So Nike was already throwing out they love for blackness and supporting the tribe with Serena, and now I wake up to some Kaepernick. Just do it. Now y'all know me. I get super excited about things like that, and I was super excited. I mean, I'm just so excited. Like, this is crazy. So I'm enjoying every minute of it. Now, a lot of people, I saw some posts where I saw one post where this dude had set his shoes afire with the shoes still on. And so he literally ended up burning the front of his feet on top. Like the top part of his feet at the front, where the toes and all that, burn him. He ends up in the hospital. People cutting the squish out of their shorts and cutting off the top of their socks. Listen, this is some crazy foolishness. I mean, how deep is this racist blood? It is running crazy deep, this racist blood. I'm telling you. And then I'm like, I saw another post where they were like, it's so many homeless people out here. Why are you just throwing away and burning up all your Nike stuff? Why not give it to the homeless? And I'm like, yeah, why not give it to the homeless, the veterans, the less fortunate? A lot of people need clothes and shoes. They don't give a crap about it having no Nike on it. Or I said, well, or is your racism selfish too? Like, You so racist. You can't even give the stuff to nobody. You so pitiful. But anyway, guys, that's all I had to say about Kaepernick. I'm excited. You know, it's just one of those times when you just realize how big small the world is. You know what I'm saying? Like the world is huge, yet one small gesture can change the whole framework, the whole context of the world. You know what I mean? So Nike, kudos to you, you know, and Kaepernick has always had my support day one. And I just think this is an amazing time that we live in. In other news, the young lady from Texas, Crystal, I can't think of her last name. She was in jail at some point. She got out and she went to the polls and she did vote. So they're saying that was against her, whatever it was against. She went to court and they were not able to prove anything to uphold the charges. Basically, a representative from the jail, whoever the prosecutor was, the paperwork, whatever, did not state anything about she would not be able to vote or anything. Didn't say anything about voting. According to, again, Roland Martin and federal law standards, there's not even a law that says anything about her not having the privilege to vote. So here she is facing 6 years in prison. I mean, what is with America and this need to jail people? They have like this need to jail. And it's let me slow down a little bit. It's like it's been a part of our nation for so long that we don't want to break it. We don't want to break the flawed system. We don't want to break the system, even though we know that there's literally virtually no real justice being served for the most part. You know, we know that it's crooked. We know that it's disproportionate. We know there's a lot of bias. We know there's unjust sentencing, all kinds of stuff. But it's like, nobody wants to break it. Nobody wants to say this is a mess. You know, we don't believe in popular prison feeling. You know what I mean? Like you just filling up the prison because that's popular. That's what you do. I mean, lives are being affected. This woman going to prison, leaving her children, leaving her family. I mean, it's going to do damage to them. It's going to do damage to her. So anyway, that was in the news as well. And I can't help but mention this crazy meme they had with Kanye West. Let me tell y'all something. I kind of know Kanye West. Let me retract that before it even fully get out of my mouth. What I'm saying is this. Kanye West appears to be a person who wants to be a self-thinker, which means he's not moved by, swayed, or anything by anybody else. That seems to be the magnet he's trying to pull from of being a self-thinker. And even though it's controversial or downright dumb, he still wants to have that privilege to be a self-thinker. Well, apparently he's learned that will cost you. Like, it's one thing to be a self-thinker. It's another thing to have a logical, reasoning thought. I mean, to put on a MAGA hat, Make America Great Again, and say, that slaves were slaves because that was the choice. I don't know. You just have to wonder, is that a day he skipped his meds? Because they say that, and allegedly, because I don't know, that he's bipolar, schizophrenic, whatever, I don't know. And I'm not trying to give a brother a mental diagnosis by any means. I think he's crazy talented. We all know that. But I tell you what, it costs to have an opinion. whatever that cost is. I just don't think. I think at the time, I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought it was like a ploy. I thought it was like something he was doing because he had an album coming out and he was gonna like Eminem Donald Trump. You know what I mean? I thought he was like saying nice stuff about Donald Trump just so he could come around and give us an album that had like that completely shredded Donald Trump, and that he was gonna laugh in Trump's face like, "Oh, you thought I was, your boy? Nah, you didn't give us a straight Eminem on Trump." But that didn't happen, and I was shocked because I'm like, Kanye West is smart. He's gonna flip this, and it's gonna be insane, because he is that independent artist. He will say whatever he wants to say. He will challenge the norm, so to speak. So, with that being said, that's not what happened. And now we find him apologizing for those strong words. I wish him the best because he has such a strong voice in the black community. And that's powerful. I mean, seriously, they talked about him wearing flip-flops to the wedding. And then on Instagram, he showed up with a gigantic pair of the flip-flops on. And when I say gigantic, you could have put a 8-month-old, 6-month-old baby in one of the shoes. That's how big the shoes were. Okay? But listen, after he posted the pic and people were cracking up, people were asking, where do I buy those from? Right? This guy has influence. So, a level head can bring him back to level ground and level thinking and a level audience. So I'm wishing him the best. But back to Cap. I got to close with Cap. Cap, I just want you to know that I totally respect what you're doing. I totally respect how you stood up for the people. And just more power to you. You definitely have the support of the people, and more power to you. Cap for President 2020. See you guys the next time with some alternative facts, honey.